Hello. I wanted to try something a little different today. 'Cause I'm really tired. But I feel like I have neglected the Patreon a little bit, and I'm sorry for that. Uh, Part of it is that I can't seem to get my payouts, and I'm not really sure what like administrative thing needs to be done so that I can fix it. But basically, until I can, I'm not feeling very incentivized to post here because I can't get the money. Though I also still, on that note, appreciate that you guys are subscribing. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's part of why it's been posts have been a little more delayed than I would like, and more than I had warned may occur. But anyway, thing I wanted to do today is read you a little bit of Italo Calvino, maybe. I just picked up this book from the library. It's If on a Winter's Night a Traveler. And it's just so funny right off the bat. Um, yeah, I don't know. So I wanted to share some of that with you guys, but I realized I should probably pick out a specific passage first and then start there. Okay. So I'm just gonna start with chapter one because it immediately starts out with in a super fun way, and maybe I'll read the whole thing. It's not a super long chapter, but who knows how long it takes to read 6 pages or something. Okay, we'll see. Chapter 1. You are about to begin reading Italo Calvino's new novel, If on a Winter's Night a Traveler. Relax, concentrate, dispel every other thought. Let the world around you fade. Best to close the door. The TV is always on in the next room. Tell the others right away, no, I don't want to watch TV. Raise your voice. They won't hear you otherwise. I'm reading. I don't want to be disturbed. Maybe they haven't heard you with all that racket. Speak louder. Yell, I'm beginning to read Italo Calvino's new novel. Or if you prefer, don't say anything. Just hope they'll leave you alone. Find the most comfortable position, seated, stretched out, curled up, or lying flat. Flat on your back, on your side, on your stomach, in an easy chair, on the sofa, in the rocker, the deck chair, on the hassock, in the hammock, if you have a hammock, on top of the bed, or on top of your bed, of course, or in your bed. You can even stand on your hands, head down, in the yoga position, with the book upside down, naturally. Of course, the ideal position for reading is something you can never find. In the old days, they used to read standing up, at a lectern. People were accustomed to standing on their feet without moving. They rested like they were tired of horseback riding. Fuck. Nobody ever thought of reading on horseback, and yet now the idea of sitting in the saddle, the book propped against the horse's mane, or maybe tied to the horse's ears with a special harness, seems attractive to you. With your feet in the stirrups, you should feel quite comfortable for reading. Having your feet up is the first condition for enjoying a read. Well, what are you waiting for? Stretch your legs. Ah, good idea. Go ahead and put your feet on a cushion, on 2 cushions, on the arms of the sofa, on the wings of the chair, on the coffee table, on the desk, on the piano, on the globe. Take your shoes off first. If you want to, put your feet up. If not, put them back. Now don't stand there with your shoes in one hand and the book in the other. Adjust the light so you won't strain your eyes. Do it now, because once you're absorbed in reading, there will be no budging you. Make sure the page isn't in shadow. A clotting of black letters on a gray background, uniform as a pack of mice. This This book is trying to attack me personally now. A pack of mice, but be careful that the light cast on it isn't too strong. Doesn't glare on the cruel white of the paper, sorry. Gnawing at the shadows of the letters as in a southern noonday. Try to foresee now everything that might make you interrupt your reading. Cigarettes within reach, if you smoke, and the ashtray. Anything else? Do you need to pee? All right, you know best. It's not that you expect anything in particular from this particular book. You're the sort of person who, on principle, no longer expects anything of anything. There are plenty younger than you, or less young, who live in the expectation of extraordinary experiences, from books, from people, from journeys, from events, from what tomorrow has in store. But not you. You know that the best you can expect is to avoid the worst. This is the conclusion you have reached in your personal life and also in general matters, even in international affairs. Ain't that the fucking truth, bro? What about books? Well, precisely because you have denied it in every other field, you believe you may still grant yourself legitimately this youthful pleasure of expectation in a carefully circumscribed area like the field of books, where you can be lucky or unlucky, but the risk of disappointment isn't serious. So then you notice in a newspaper that If on a Winter's Night a Traveler had appeared, the new book by Italo Calvino, who hadn't published for several years. You went to the bookshop and bought the volume. Good for you. In the shop window, you have promptly identified the cover with the title you were looking for. Following this visual trail, you have forced your way through the shop past the thick barricade of books you haven't read, which were frowning at you from the tables and shelves, trying to cow you. Okay, this is like my favorite part. But you know you must never allow yourself to be awed, that among them there extends for acres and acres the books you needn't read, the books made for purposes other than reading, books read even before you open them, since they belong to the category of books read before being written. Thus you pass the outer girdle of ramparts. But then you are attacked by the infantry of the books that if you had more than one life, you would certainly also read, but unfortunately your days are numbered. With a rapid maneuver, you bypass them and move into the phalanxes of the books you mean to read, but there are others you must read first. The book's too expensive, and you'll wait till they're remaindered. The books ditto when they come out in paperback. Books you can borrow from somebody. Books that everybody's read, so it's as if you had read them too. Eluding these assaults, you come up beneath the towers of the fortress, where other troops are holding out. Another list. The books you've been planning to read for ages. The books you've been hunting for years without success. The books dealing with the books dealing with something you're working on at the moment. The books you want to own so they'll be handy, just in case. The books you could put aside maybe to read this summer. The books you need to go with other books on your shelves. The books that fill you with sudden, inexplicable curiosity, not easily justified. Now you have been able to reduce the countless embattled troops to an array that is, to be sure, very large but still calculable in a finite number. But this relative relief is then undermined by the ambush of the books read long ago, which it's now time to reread, and the books you've always pretended to have read, and now it's time to sit down and really read them. The personal attack of that part. Oh my god. With a zigzag dash, you shake them off and leap straight into the citadel of the new books whose author or subject appeals to you. Even inside the stronghold, you can make some breaches in the ranks of the defenders, dividing them into new books by authors or on subjects not new for you or in general. and new books by authors or on subjects completely unknown, at least to you, and defining the attraction they have for you on the basis of your desires and needs for the new and the not new, for the new you, for the new you seek in the not new, and for the not new you seek in the new. Fuck. All this simply means that, having rapidly glanced over the titles of the volumes displayed in the bookshop, you have turned toward a stack of If on a Winter's Night a Traveler, fresh off the press. You have grasped a copy, and you have carried it to the cashier so that your right to own it can be established. Whew. Okay. We are on page 6. That's about halfway. So maybe I'll leave it there, although the rest of it is quite lovely as well. But I did think this list of different books was especially funny. And it's just funny to think, like, you know, this was written in the late 70s and then translated um in English into English in 81. And you know, like, that much time has passed, but what remains is the TV is always on in the other room, and um lists of books that you need to read in all of the varying categories that exist. Yeah, I thought that was really cute. And I really like the you know, breaking the fourth wall situation going on with the reading of chapter 1 of this book is just about you, the reader, getting this book, and and the ordeal of getting the book, getting cozy with the book. The rest of the chapter is just about trying to read the book in various places that aren't your home, and being rudely interrupted by the fact that, like, you need to either work or be driving or trans transiting, etc. But yeah, I love that. I love the humor of all of that. And it continues on into the next chapter. You know, the story is referencing itself as a story. It's yeah, I don't know. It's obviously not like something that is new, and I feel like that type of meta self-referential aspect of media is especially popular now, so it probably doesn't seem that strange, perhaps, or like original or whatever. But yeah, just again, that's not what I was expecting when I picked this book from the library, and it's been a delightful surprise. Anyway, I am getting close to the time limit for YouTube uploads, so I'm gonna stop here. I hope that was enjoyable. I don't know. It was kind of nice to read out loud. Um, I'm usually a lot more, like, I usually at some point get really mixed, jumbled up into my words and stuff, so I'm surprised that didn't happen this time. And yeah, I don't know. It's good. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.